Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Monday, November 12. The government is finalizing the Prevention of Sexual Harassment Bill, which will be brought to the House of Representatives shortly. Speaking in Parliament last Tuesday, Culture and Gender Minister Olivia Grange said a report and recommendations with inputs from different stakeholder groups will be tabled in the House before the end of November. She emphasized that sexual harassment is not a simple matter, but a very serious crime that militates against the desired level of peace, harmony, and happiness in the country.
We have been clear that we need stronger laws to deal with gender-based violence, particularly sexual offenses. For this reason, we reconvened the Joint Select Committee under the chairmanship of Minister Chuck to review laws relating to violence against women, violence against children, the elderly, and persons living with disabilities.
Minister Grange said successful prosecutions will not only depend on investigators and the justice system, but will also depend on people taking a stand and using the mechanisms put in place to deal with the problem.
The laws will only be deterrents if people believe that they will be enforced. People who like to abuse women and children will think again if they know that they will be caught and punished.
Meanwhile, Minister Grange says the establishment of the first state-run national shelter to assist abused women is far advanced.
In the last few months, we completed acquisition of the property, and we are transforming it into a center to accommodate survivors of gender-based violence and their children. It will also offer basic necessities, counseling, and other forms of support.
The gender minister says key stakeholder groups will be engaged for the implementation of the National Strategic Action Plan for the Elimination of Gender-Based Violence. This will be done during the two-week observance of International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, starting November 25.
We will use this observance to undertake significant outreach activities in communities that are associated with high levels of violence.
And still on gender-based violence, Jamaicans are being encouraged to learn about the various forms of abuse, as well as the support systems available to those who are affected. That call came from Director of Policy and Research at the Bureau of Gender Affairs, Sharon Robinson. She says a 2016 Women's Health Survey showed that emotional violence was the #1 form of violence in intimate partner relationships, followed by physical and sexual violence.
In most cases, when people speak to violence, they talk about physical violence and sexual violence, but the results showed that emotional violence, name-calling, labeling, belittling, demeaning, attaching stigma, discrimination, and so on, was the #1 form of violence involved in an intimate partner relationship where there's violence.
Ms. Robinson was speaking on Wednesday at a JIS think tank session. She's advising persons to connect with churches, community groups, and service providers who will have access to services that may help them. In other news, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security says it will be strengthening its public-private partnership to improve the soft skills among youth to facilitate the job market. Portfolio Minister Shahini Robinson says this is necessary to fill the gap indicated in the 2017 National Labour Market Survey among students leaving high school with no work experience.
Soft skills are the personal attributes, personality traits, inherent social cues, and communication skills needed for success on the job. Soft skills include possessing a good attitude, the use of initiative, creative thinking, teamwork. If as a country we are going to improve our productivity, then we have to improve on all of these.
Minister Robinson was addressing the ministry's second roadshow in St. Anne recently. It's dubbed Labour Department and You. The ongoing roadshows provide information and feedback on the job market, industrial relations, occupational safety and health, efforts to eliminate child labor, as well as local and overseas employment programs. The next stop will be in Kingston later this month, with St. James and St. Thomas next year. Another Brain Builder Center has been opened, this time in St. Anne. The $43 million renovated Edward Douglas Early Childhood Development Center will now strategically cater to cognitive learning challenges among infants. The facility, which was opened recently, was financed by the Culture, Health, Arts, Sports and Education Chase Fund. Education Minister Senator Roel Reid encouraged parents to work with the school to ensure the holistic development of their children.
Nothing beats a good start, and this must be an impetus to ensure that you all parents value this investment. Get your children fully enrolled and support them. Parents, remember that you remain parents, and so the school must do its part, but you must partner with the school to make sure the children maximize the best outcomes from these facilities.
The school now has 3 additional classrooms, bathrooms for teachers and students, a kitchen, a lunchroom, an office, and a sick bay. The facility was also equipped with a play area and perimeter fencing. And finally, the call to support local farmers and businesses was once again made by the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries. Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Andreen Collins, reiterated that eating more local products will increase production and thereby reduce the high food import bill.
Eating Jamaican, though, is not just about reducing our trade deficit. However, it is also about contributing to the development and growth of our economy through, for example, the diversification of our farms, a greater focus on value-added products, as well as micro and small business development.
Ms. Collins was speaking at the launch of the 15th staging of the Eat Jamaica Month on Wednesday. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.